So module 2, setup. Building your social media brain in GPT or Gemini, okay? And this is incredibly important here, and it will save you an awful lot of time of explaining things to the brain each time. Now, if you're not paying for ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, I highly recommend doing it. The free version is okay. The paid version is much, much better. So what we want to be doing is setting up projects. This is in ChatGPT or in Gemini. They call them gems. It's the same thing. It's pretty much just a folder where you put all the information on that specific project. And I'm going to get onto this in a little bit, but if you're just starting a new chat every time and the brain doesn't have context and doesn't have information about your business, what you want to do, then you're going to have to start over again on every single new chat that's not within the project. So by building a solid project and it can have all the information that it needs, your level of answer is going to be much, much higher. So when I built this course, it has over 20 documents of all the speeches, all the transcripts of talks that I've done, the ways that I like to talk. It had all of the sales material that I've got. It's got the branding. It's got everything in there. So when I talked to it for 2 hours, it used that information, but it also used all the information that it had on me, my business, everything else to help construct this as well. So it's super, super powerful. So if you don't use this already, projects and gems are the way forward. So now I'm going to teach you how to correctly set up the project or gem. So I've note, create a project, folder, memory, gem, whatever the AI is called. It's called slightly different in every single one. Then name it properly. Like, please name it properly. If it's going to be your social media growth brain, if it's going to be your content brain, whatever you want, name it properly, because if you come back in time, you're going to make sure you need to find the right one. Because if you use it all the time, like, you'll find out that you might have named it more or less correctly, but 2 months down the line, you'll struggle to find where that actual folder is, okay? This is home base. You always come back here for the core documents, okay? With the core documents, I've said add 5. I personally add as many as I can, and I update them as I go along. But stick with 5 at the moment. Then you could have a 6th one, which would be the screenshots that you're adding in. So if you add all your screenshots into one document on the screenshots of your metrics, every single time you ask it, it will go through all of the metrics. It will know what didn't work the month before and then make sure it doesn't make them mistakes again. So go either upload as files or paste as long messages and then title them clearly, okay? You can either use a Word doc, add it in as message, or you can use a PDF, whatever you want. So the first one you want to do is about me and the brand. So who you are, what you do, a bit of a story, you know, about everything, and your tone of voice as well. So with this, when it's giving you the caption or when it's giving you the ideas for the content, it's going to know all this information about you. And it is different, you know, if it doesn't know what niche you're going to be selling in, for example, then it might give you a hook that isn't designed for that niche. So really important that it knows who you are. It needs to know what offers, what are you selling? What are your price ranges? You know, who each offer is for, where people buy. Do they buy on the website, the link, the buyer? Because if it's helping you with a sales strategy, if it doesn't know that you don't have a website, it's probably going to be sending people to the website. Then you're going to have to waste time to tell it, I don't have a website. So make sure you really explain this very well. Offers and services into the project, and therefore it's going to know what you sell and tailor everything for you. Now, number 3, ideal follower count and client. You know, it's very different targeting 18-year-old men compared to targeting women over the age of 50, for example. So you've got to make sure that it knows who it's targeting. And if you don't know who you're targeting, go to your Instagram stats, have a look who your followers are, add that in, and tell it to build this for you. What are their main frustrations? What are their pain points? You know, you should know this from the sales point of view anyway. But if it knows their pain points and frustrations when making the content, it's going to be more appropriate for these people. What are their main goals? What do they want to achieve? Do they want to become a millionaire? Do they want to lose 20 kilos? Do they want to buy a Ferrari? Anything. It needs to know that. So again, it will tailor it. What they've already tried that hasn't worked. So if it's a date loss drug, if it's a certain piece of fashion wear that, you know, was the hype a couple of years ago, but nobody's really wearing it, it needs to know that information. Content pillars, kind of just as a draft that, you know, you'll build this as you go bit by bit. If you don't know yet, just guess 3 to 5 topics you talk about all the time. We'll refine it later with AI, okay? So what you're kind of posting right now on your content, on your feed, it might change over time, but it needs to know what you're posting. The best thing that I like to do is just copy and paste in the link of your last 10, 20, 30 posts, and then it will read them all for you, and it'll understand what type of brand and content pillars that you want to use. And finally, the voice and examples. Paste 3 to 5 posts, emails, any information that you have. The more information you provide, the more accurate it's going to be, as long as the information you provided is decent. If you don't have any, start writing it. You know, if you're brand new to this, like, think about who you want to talk like. Like in mine, I like to talk like Alex Hormozy. So I personally tell the AI to talk like Alex Hormozy, but it also brings in my humor. And I like, you know, I'm English, so I like it to have English humor in it, etc. And by all of that, it knows how I talk. I tell it how to talk. If I'm doing a proposal for a friend, then it will talk in a friendly way if it needs to be formal. So you need to tell it the voice and also examples. You put these 5 things into your project, the information that you're going to be spitting out on your content is going to be so much better than you're doing currently right now. And I just know, I know the look on everyone's faces when they're going to start getting this incredible research back from ChatGPT. You're going to be over the moon and so surprised with it if you haven't been getting this level yet. 2.3, tell AI to remember the context. So within the project itself, you can set a bio. Okay, so on every single thing that you ask, it will always check the bio first. So this is why this project is my social media brain. You now know my brand offers, ideal follower, pillars, and voice. Anytime I ask for ideas, hooks, scripts, captions, metrics, analysis, or DM help, use blah, blah, blah. And then you now have a brain that knows who you are. Everything else in the course plugs into this. This is really important as well, because you need to ask it how to act on every single new chat within the project as well. But if you just conquer these few things by making it, that's it, your content level, and it'll do everything for you. You know, just put in as much information and then your content will go through the roof straight away, and you should really enjoy this. I really enjoy just playing around with ChatGPT and getting insane answers, because it's better than I can do. You know, I wouldn't be able to build stuff in such a complex way, or I could, but it would take me a very long time. It might take me a week, whereas within a minute, I can have the most complex strategy that's definitely going to work, because it's got all the information that I put into it. So that's the second module. Very, very important one. I will see you in module 3.